Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Grimaldo Group podcast. We're here with Raul. How you doing, Raul?
Excellent.
Awesome,
Excellent.
awesome.
Gracias
Okay,
a
he's
Dios.
lowering his tone. What's going on, Raul?
Well, I want to sound very, very important.
You are important. Anyways, we just want to thank you guys for taking your time to watch us. And today, what are we going to talk about, Raul? What do you think?
Well, I'm very fanatically telling people that they need to hurry up and get out there in the market and catch these savings.
Right? And we were going to talk about we're going to talk about why it's important to take a realtor when you're buying a new home, right?
Yep. Yes. Very.
So you had a pretty good experience this weekend with a client, right? So tell us more about what happened. So many people think there's a lot of myths out there that if you take a realtor to a new build that you're not going to get the same deal. But tell us about it. What happened?
So right now, there's a lot of cancellations happening.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me more about that. So cancellations meaning?
In the new builds. So people bought them a year ago at a certain price.
Okay.
And right now, they're not that price anymore.
Okay.
And they put in upgrades and they put in all these
bells and
whistles in these houses. And then the rates aren't even the same as last year.
Gotcha. So that property that you secure for this client, do you know how much it sold for last time?
Yeah.
What did it go for?
$549.
And how much did we get it for a client?
$525.
$525. And what else? Did you get some closing costs?
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. The 6%.
6% for closing costs? 6%. So $30,000?
Yeah.
$30-some thousand. Wow.
So the builder is in the hole, basically in the red, $108,000.
And we say that in the red, but in reality, they have a huge
margin. Yeah, they still
right?
got money. Yeah,
so the reason I see this happening, Raul, is and we sold a ton of new builds in the last few months. And for that reason, because we want to make sure that we take advantage of that situation. Again, it's why you have a realtor, right? I'm gonna give you the alternative experience when you don't have an agent. I just got a listing from a client. We went under contract. He works a lot, like all the time. So very little time to explain the contract on the listing side. Very little time to show him and explain the buying side. But what it came down to is he went and bought a new build without an agent.
Ouch.
So he goes and buys this property without an agent. So he doesn't have a strategy. Like he doesn't know where he's going to go. So he goes under contract a while back. I asked him, did you renegotiate the price at all or get more concessions? He's like, no. I said, well, I'd like to help you with that. He's like, well, I got everything taken care of. All right, good. The day we met, it was quick, so I had to leave. We left. Long story short, we get the listing. I put it on. I get an offer last week. I kind of go back and forth because he's always working. I can't get a hold of him. So I get an offer for the house, a good offer. I negotiated, getting a good price in the house. But then he's nervous. He's like, I'm going to sell now, and I don't think I'm going to be able to close on time on the other one. And here's one of the important things of having an agent when you buy a house is how do you strategize the move, right? If you're going to sell your house and get those proceeds to buy the other house, do you have enough for that house, right? How much are you going to get out of your house? How much is that other house going to cost? And can you push down on the price like you did?
Yeah, the important thing is that you, as a regular consumer, a regular person, you're really good at your job.
Yep.
You're good at, if you're a teacher or if you're a lawyer, whatever, you're good at what you're good at. We're good at making sure that the next move in your life happens with ease, and we're good at making sure that it's the best deal for you and your family. And that's what people don't realize, that if you don't just leave it to us, it's going to be an issue here and there, or something's going to happen.
There's typically bumps on the road when you buy a house, right? And the problem is if you don't have an agent that you're going in blind, I guess people think that we don't do much behind the scenes. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes with our team. It's a little smoother because we have a lot of people working. We have the buyer's agents, the transaction coordinators, the listing agents. So there's more than just one person working for you. And when you have that synergy, and you also have that machine that is moving, and moving every single thing behind the scenes, making sure that everything's moving along smoothly, seeing if there's anything that's happening behind the scenes that most buyers won't know about. Like there's a lot of challenges that come up, but we work on them. So the advantage of having someone with you for the purchases, they'll guide you through the process. They'll take you by the hand and they'll show you and point out all the things that you haven't even thought about. For example, buying this property, when is the property going to be completed at? When do we strategize the move? I wasn't in touch with the builder, so I have no clue what's happening. So now I come in blind to this situation, and I can't. And unfortunately, the conversation between my client and I is very short because he's always working. So it makes it very difficult for me to negotiate. And now I don't have any. How is the other agent going to listen to me if I've never been part of the transaction? I'm not part of the transaction, right? He went straight on his own. And know that these builders have already that in mind. They know that they're going to pay us a commission. And so don't feel like you're going to be responsible for that or you're going to get a sour deal. We were able to negotiate on several deals. And on one of them, we got $60,000 discount.
Woo.
And closing costs.
Yeah.
So just know that because you have an agent, you have a little bit of an edge and you have a little bit of an advantage because us as agents, this is what we do all day long.
A lot of bit.
And like what Raul says, they don't do this every day, right? And not saying that you don't know, it's just that the fact that you are busy doing your job, we're going to work on your behalf to do this. This is what we do. We don't have any other job.
Check this out. I just want to give the whole works of how it happened because I am so adamant of having people just realize how big these discounts are right now. Like literally, this is going to be a super, they're going to start they're going to have a lot of equity once the market comes back up and the prices catch up to where they normally have to be, because it's inevitable. Everybody wants it to be 2008 prices, but it's not going to happen.
That's another thing. Let me just touch on that, guys. If you saw that article about Phoenix home prices going to 2008, this is my conspiracy theorist mind, is that there's people out there that have a leg up and they have the money to jump into the market and take advantage of it. And I mean, have you seen more people buying homes in the last few months? In the last month, it got crazy, right?
Many.
So I'll let you tell your story, but just know that the news media, their job is to scare you, and they're doing a great job. However, those people that are taking advantage of the prices right now are going to be so good, right? You see $100,000 price drop. So Raul took advantage, and I'll let you go with your story.
Yeah. It's not a joke, guys. I've been preaching it. I've been in it 5 years. I know Juan's been in it like 20.
About 15 years. Yeah.
About 15.
Okay.
Yeah. No. He's been in it a long time. But I've been preaching it. The sky is falling. Arizona is very desirable. And so anyway, just to cut it short real quick to the story. This person is getting a home that somebody built out with all the bells and whistles, right? About $80,000 in upgrades. So from $549,000, they put up $80,000 in upgrades. So they're like I said, super. They say they're in the red, and I know that what you say, that the builders make money. Anyways, our client is getting this home. I came in and I said, hey, you know what? They saw a few other options out there. They really like this one. They said, we have one left. And I said, oh, yeah. It's a cancellation. Oh, yeah. And I was like, look, they have $525 for this house. Can you make it happen? $525? Well, we have it at $549. What are you talking about? Do you see all the upgrades that it has? This. Yeah. Do you have another buyer for it? Well, I go, when we walked in, you offered us a refrigerator, a laundry, a washer, a dryer. You offered us the blinds for the whole house. That's on the other houses, but I want it on this one too. If that lady would have came in without a realtor, she would have said, I love it. It's $549. Oh, great. Oh, but you know what? This one doesn't include that package. This one's a cancellation.
This I don't even know that there's a package there, right?
Right. They wouldn't even probably told them because, it's like when you go to McDonald's, if you don't ask for ketchup now, they ain't going to give it to you.
Right.
So anyway, they got the move-in package with all the bells and whistles as far as the refrigerator, washer, dryer, all the appliances. They got a gourmet kitchen, not just the regular kitchen. They got the hood and the extractor.
So you got them all this, right? You were able to negotiate. So long story short, you were negotiating on their behalf, and because they took you with them, they were able to get a smoking deal, right? Which was what, $525?
525 and 6% concessions. So that means
basically like 490.
yeah, 490 for a new build with the mountain view.
That's awesome. And then if you go to buy some of those resale homes, you're not going to buy anything like that, right? I mean, it's going to be pricier than the 490 with all these bells and whistles, discounts, and concessions.
0 miles. Who doesn't love to enjoy something 0 miles?
That's awesome. Very good. Well, that's awesome, Raul. And yeah, we were talking about the new builds and why you need an agent. And it's important that you guys consider that. And you don't have to pay. The seller pays for the commission. So we would love to help you. We would love to show you what's around. Reach out to us. Raul here is one of our top agents, and he does great with the buying side, and the list side. But he's out there scouting the market. So reach out to us if you guys are looking to buy. Don't do it on your own. There's a lot of things that you should know about buying a home that, as a consumer, you're not aware of. And just think about it this way, Raul. Let's say you're getting a divorce, right? And would you go with your wife or ex-wife to be attorneys, or would you take your own?
No. I got to get my own.
Right. So it's basically going to the new builders. Do you want to work with their agent, which represents the seller's best interest, or do you want to take your agent that's going to represent your best interest, and we work on your behalf, right? So that was the other conversation I was talking to my client, because he was thinking that, you know what, I'm just thinking about selling the house this time. I'm like, dude, I got you a buyer, willing, able buyer. Because you were stressing, you came to me like, I got to sell my house now because I got to close on the other one. I don't have the means to it. Well, you need to have an agent when you sell and when you buy, so that you can strategize both transactions and you can make this a smooth sailing. Because otherwise, it could be very rocky, and the stress doesn't last a day or two. I mean, if you're out there on the market and your house doesn't sell, you're about to buy a new home, and you already put in $20,000 earnest deposit because you did some upgrades, you're going to be very stressed, and we don't want that. I mean, you want to make sure that when you do this kind of work, or you do this kind of transaction, you have someone on your side helping you with the process so that it makes it smooth. And again, with our team, that's typically the case.
Juan, I want to sneak in one more thing.
Go for it.
When we go to the bank, we go to the banks and we stand there and we talk to people and we're like, hey, have you bought your house? What are what are your real estate goals this year? Da, da, da. A lot of people say, I have a house. And I know they're like, I have a house, I'm good. But at the same time, I know that, most people struggled their first home or whatever. They struggled and they got into their house and they got a good rate, and they don't psychologically want to go through it again.
Right.
They feel like, oh, I'm good. I'm good. Leave me alone.
I think besides that, to say that selling a home is the most stressful thing.
Selling a home, yeah. But with professionals on your side, you can have an inventory of homes.
Yep.
There's blocks right now in the neighborhoods, in the desirable neighborhoods out like Verrado, right? Litchfield, that have full blocks, complete blocks of 3, 4, 5-bedroom homes with their land and everything, with the lot, just like if they're going to sell, but they're setting them up for lease only.
What do you think that is?
Because people are afraid of getting in and buying in real estate.
And the other thing is, guys, if you want to wait for the right time, right now we can get you great rates on the new homes, and your payment could be potentially very, very way lower than it was last year. Because one thing that we were talking about in the last week is that you marry the house and the price and date the rate. And what that means is basically the rates, they fluctuate daily. But you see 100,000 price drop, and you go in at a 6%, 5%, 4%. There's several programs where we can get you in at maybe 4%. And you can get into that house at this $100,000 discount price. The rate could be up here, but when it changes, you refinance. You can refinance the amount you borrow, right? If you borrowed $500,000 and that house, the same house, is $400,000 now, is that a better deal? Heck yeah! You're buying $100,000 less. So you can buy and marry the house and the purchase price, and then date the rate. So as soon as the rates drop, if they drop, then you can refinance. But right now, even with these new bills, they can pay the rate down. So did you get that for your client?
Yep, 6%.
Right,
6% concessions. Part of it's going to be the closing costs, which they only need like 2%. So that means the other 4% is going to be buying the rate down. And just to summarize all that he said in layman's terms, basically, if you're going to get a house, that you desire to pay $2,000 for, right now you're probably going to pay $2,500 for.
Yep.
For a little bit. It's a sacrifice. $500 a month is like 3 times no sushi
Well, but then
outing,
again, correct me if I'm wrong. What we see out there is people are making more money. And unfortunately, what happened is we got so used to these low rates that don't exist anymore, right? And we're not gonna see them, guys. I mean, if I've been showing a graph for the last few years, which shows the interest rates, right? So the interest rate since the 70s and 80s and 90s and 2000s, the average is about 7.5%. That's an average rate. Since 2011-12, when we had the market crash and recovery, the government was incentivizing people to get into homes, and they dropped the rates to zero, which is their rate. But the normal rate for people were 2 to 3%. That's free money. Mm-hmm. In Mexico, you have 20% interest rate if you go buy a house. So what happened is people got used to, and they got a short-term memory. So I have a little longer-term memory, and also because I do what I do, I research the market, and I know what my business is. So if you go back to 2005 and 6, you know what a great rate was back then?
2006, probably like a 6 or 7.
6 or 7% was a beautiful rate. I had an 8 and a 10% because it was an 80-20 loan. I know I screwed up back then, and I learned my lesson. But my point is, if you go back in time, you've never seen 2-3% interest rates. In the 80s, 1980s, the interest rates were about 16% to 18%. So you want to talk about high interest rates? That's high. And from there, they came down to maybe 9-10 in the 90s, and then 5-6-7 in the 2005-8s, and then right now we're in the 6% rate, and they dropped again a little bit, right? So now with these programs that are out there where you can buy a rate down, you can buy it down to 3 to 4%. There's a program called 3-2-1, and then there's a program called 2-1, which means you buy a property at a 6% rate. And with that buy down program, which is what Raul did, he got seller concessions, which those seller concessions are going to bring the rate down to maybe 6%. I mean, 3%. Yeah. And then the next year is going to be 4%, 5%. And then the third year will be 6%, which is the normal rate. And then it's going to be fixed for 30 years. However, if those rates were to drop, you can then refinance and get the rate if it's lower. If not, just stick with it, right?
Yeah. But if you're renting, your rate is 100%. And you have no dating or nothing.
No, you don't have anything to show
any
for
options.
Yeah.
And nobody's giving you that money back. So regardless of that, so right now, I know that I don't have a crystal ball or whatever, but regardless of let's say you're saying, I'm waiting for the 3 again. Okay, those 3% that you're shaving off and that you're waiting for,
the price is going to continue to rise.
3%, let's say you buy it now, right? And you're going to pay that extra $500-$600 a month. $500-$600 a month for 12 months. What is that, like
$6,000?
$6,000. If somebody said to me, give me $6,000 and you have a potential of making $100,000, or you have a potential of getting your $6,000 back, right?
Yeah. I mean, just the interest that you pay is going to be deductible. So again, we're not accountants, just consult your accountant for any of those things. But our point is, if the property values dropped $100,000 in the last year, and that's pretty average around the city. I mean, and you can get your payment is going to be a little bit higher. However, you got a discount of $100,000. That's a great deal. And again, if you can get into the rate buy downs, you don't have to pay the extra $500. You might be able to pay that. Now, when you're renting and paying $2,000 versus paying $2,500, like you said earlier, Raul, that $2,000 is at 100% interest rate because you don't get anything back. But if you have your home, you're first of all buying your house down. You owe less every month, and your house is worth more, and it just keeps growing. And then again, I'm going to ask you guys a question out there. Do you make more money this year than last year? And most heads will go. Did you make more money last year than the previous year? And most heads will go. Yeah. So your interest rate is going to be a flat for 30 years. So it's fixed, right? So if you buy a house at $300,000 and your rate is 6%, it's flat for 30 years. But every single year, your income is going to grow. And then in the last few years, we've seen the income grow quite a bit. So going back to where the shock was, as people got used to the 2% rates, the low payments, the low property values, we're becoming a very attractive city. You guys see that we have the Super Bowl this coming weekend. We also have the Phoenix Open. We have NASCAR. We have the Snowbirds. We have all kinds of things going on here. And that's not going to change, guys. So for those people that are waiting for the market to crash, go to California. It's crashing down there right now. Go to New York. Go to Illinois. I hate to say this, but go to the blue states where they're not tax friendly. We are. I hope we stay like that for a while too, by the way. I'm getting political, but just stating the facts. So if you're waiting for the right time, Raul, when is the best time to plant a tree?
20 years ago.
And the next best time?
Right now.
That's my saying forever. So I believe it. I wish I would have planted a tree 20 years ago and had beautiful shade, yet I didn't. So now I'm planting another one today. So thank you guys for watching. Raul, do you want to say anything else before we go?
Call us now. Yep. Do not wait. Get prepared. If it's going to be a 1-year plan, 2-year plan, whatever it is, let's get it on paper and actually make it happen. Because if you just keep it up in your brain,
nothing happens. Nothing changes if nothing changes. That's another saying that I love. It's simple. It sounds stupid because it's true, right? Nothing changes if nothing changes. So don't wait. Don't be, again, I see these stories all the time, which I probably bore you with them already. Don't be that person that gets to retirement and you have to buy a house because you need to have your rent fixed, which is not going to be your rent, it's going to be your mortgage, and then you're going to have to work for the rest of your life. And I see that all the time, guys, and I'm passionate about what we do because of that. Yes, we make money when we sell a house. Yes, we are a business. However, our heart is in the right place, and we do this for a reason, and we want to help families create wealth through home ownership. And we're passionate about it. That's why we're here doing this, providing you with information, the resources, so that you can make an educated decision at the right time. And you don't lose money unless you sell your home. So if you buy a house and you're wondering about the market, don't even look at it. Why the heck are you looking at the market? You're paying your mortgage. Forget about it. Just wait. No matter what, in real estate, after 5 years, you're going to come out even, no matter what market it is. So if you can hang in there for 5 years, you need a place to live. One more thing before I go is, do you have kids?
Yes.
You think your kids are going to need a home?
Yes.
You think your kids are going to have kids?
Yep.
And you think we have more people here?
Yep.
Those people bring more people. It's just a snowball, guys.
So get 2-3 homes. Get exactly. 2-3 homes. 4.
Yep. And that's another thing. Like this family you helped us with, they're actually investing now. They're renting their home and they're buying another one. So we're going to be talking about a seminar we're going to do here in the next couple of months, where we're going to start showing you how to invest and become an investor and create true wealth. Being rich is one thing. Being rich means that you work and you produce and you make money. But the moment you stop working, what happens?
You're broke.
Right? So we're going to show you while we start investing. I want to pay. I want to be the guinea pig when I start and everything, because I want to screw up with myself. And so far we've been doing great. We started investing in real estate, and it's worked out great. And we're doing more and more things. We're going to start developing here soon too. So we want to show you all that. We want to help you grow, and we want to help you become wealthy. Meaning that when you get to the retirement age, whenever you want to, I don't think I'm ever going to retire because I love what I do. But whenever you get to that retirement age, or when you say, you know what, I want to live on my own terms and do whatever the heck I want, you can do it because you built some wealth that is going to pay you even when you don't work. So that's our goal, to get you there. The only thing you have to do is reach out, follow the process, trust it, be patient. The other thing that I love to say is, don't wait to buy real estate. What's the next part? Buy real estate and wait.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have an amazing day. Raul, thank you so much. Appreciate you having you here. Thank you for watching, guys. Take care.
Take care.